Hi, friends. There's a conversation I've had more times than I can count over the years, and it always starts with a thoughtful but frustrated pet parent saying something like, "But I'm feeding really good food, so why are the symptoms still happening?" And you know what? That's a fair question because I know you've put in the effort, you've researched brands, read labels, maybe even switched to raw or grain free or limited ingredient diets. You've made loving choices every step of the way, and still your pet is itchy, or their tummy is upset, or they're just not quite themselves. It's so frustrating and confusing, and it can feel like you're missing something, but you don't know what that something is. Here's what I want to say: this is not your fault. Even the most high quality food, the kind we'd be proud to feed, can quietly create stress in the body if the immune system is reacting to something in it. And those reactions don't always show up the way we expect. Sometimes it's not digestive issues at all. Sometimes it's skin rashes that won't clear up, ears that keep getting infected, paws that get red and irritated, scooting or itchy butts, or moods that shift without explanation, restlessness, irritability, even low grade anxiety. That's because food sensitivities aren't always loud. They don't scream. Sometimes they're just really quiet for months or even years. And when we're only looking for the obvious signs like vomiting and diarrhea, we can miss what the body is actually trying to say. Sometimes it looks like skin issues or chronic irritation or behavioral changes that seem to come out of nowhere. So, this is why I often talk about food sensitivities, not just allergies. Allergies are when you have a sudden severe reaction. For example, when a person is allergic to peanuts, like a peanut allergy, when they have an anaphylactic reaction, that's an allergy. But we're looking for sensitivities, which are a lot milder, but cause a lot of problems in the body that causes widespread problems. So because sensitivities can be subtle, but still deeply impactful, they can keep the immune system on edge. It's always responding, always a little inflamed, always working a little harder than it should. And here's the tricky part: we can't always tell by just looking. So that's why when I suspect food might be playing a role, I recommend a pet food sensitivity at home test. Let me grab the QR code. It's a non invasive, easy saliva test that you can do right from your home. And what it gives you is clarity. Clarity that you know where to go from here. It helps us see which foods might be triggering your pet's immune system, even if they've been eating the same foods for years, which is usually the case. They usually have sensitivities to a food that they've been eating routinely, or at least in the past. And I've seen this test bring so much relief to families who've been trying everything but still felt stuck. So, one of my colleagues and friends has a dog that developed horrendous rashes all over her body. And she did all the skin tests, all the things, and couldn't figure it out. And the last thing she did was the pet food sensitivity test, and the results just lit up. This dog was allergic to so many things, and especially the things that she was currently eating. And the results of just taking her off the foods that were triggering her was so dramatic. Literally within like 2 days, this dog's rashes on the body just cleared up, and all the flakes and scales and lesions like literally went away. It was amazing. So we remove the hidden stressors, and then the body can finally calm down. The inflammation eases, the gut clears, the skin clears, and you get to see your pet settle into their body again. This isn't about finding the perfect food, though. There's no such thing. This is about listening more closely to what your pet's body is already trying to tell us, and then responding with care. You don't have to change everything overnight. You don't need to do it perfectly, but if you've had that little voice inside wondering, could food still be part of the picture? This is a really easy way to find out. So often we feel like we have to overhaul everything, change the food, add supplements, clean the pantry, read every label. But healing doesn't require perfection. Small, thoughtful changes add up, and your pet feels every single one of them. So this is why I often start with food, and why I also believe in gently supporting the gut along the way. The gut is so deeply connected to everything else. So not only digestion, but immunity, inflammation, and even behavior. And when we support the gut, we make space for the whole body to function better. And figuring out food sensitivities is part of supporting the gut. Because if your pet's gut has been under stress for a while, it may need a little help rebalancing. And sometimes that looks like maybe some digestive support, maybe a probiotic or calming herbs. Nothing complicated, just gentle supplements to help the body reset from the inside out. Let me show you a gut support bundle I put together. So if you're looking for a place to start, besides testing your dog or your cat for food sensitivities while you're waiting for the results, you can start some really easy supplements like probiotics and ashwagandha if they're anxious. So if you need a little guidance, the gut support bundle can help. It's there if you want a little bit. But even without it, just understanding how your pet responds to certain foods can be a powerful step. Most of all, I just want you to know this: you're doing more than you think. You're showing up, you're learning, you're asking better questions, you're paying attention. And even if the results haven't come yet, the effort matters. Your care matters. Your presence matters. Your pet may not be able to say it out loud, but they feel it. In the small moments, the routines, the quiet love you bring to their life every single day, they feel it. So if food has felt confusing, or if you've ever wondered if it could be part of the picture, you're not alone. You're not doing it wrong, and you're not too late. In fact, you're right on time. So I'll see